Hello, and my name is Lee Lewis. This is and also my other channel is the Welshman. So, how is everyone doing today? Hope everyone's doing okay around the world, wherever you are. A big shout out to Corey. I was gonna cut down this EYA channel. I was trying to find out what she had. She'd sent a really good segment in a stream, and I think I had this off. I'm not sure if this was off LBRY or it was on YouTube, but it's all about what's happening with sleep BP. Yeah, we got some. So look, if I can go through a video and play exactly what she was saying, but pictures can say 1,000 words, can't they? Just going through your yeah. So what is really going on? The people we have QAnon here. Never bought into. I never really got into that, to be honest with you. I think that was a bit of. Oh yeah. Now this is Castle Rock Productions, and so Castle Rock new theory says Biden is on a movie set, not in the White House. So this is, if I can play this on top of my screen recording, that'll be fantastic. I was going to set this out, but it could be I could have a copyright strike because this is from EYA. I haven't asked her yet if I can actually put her segment on, but she basically talks about the Mandela effect and Bible changes and some things that she says are a bit smack in your face and makes you think. And if you haven't been reading your Bible, it's like I haven't been. I've come back to the Lord not that long ago, so like I had a sense of urgency a couple of months ago. So I've started doing these streams, and this is basically off topic to what I'm going to start talking about. My experiences I've had and other experiences I've read. A big shout out to Corey. Hi Corey, hope you're doing well, buddy, and the family. Really nice guy. So where are these places? So anyway, where was I going to do this? I've totally screwed up what I was going to do. So, darn it. So, let's have a look. Yeah, we got whatever that is. Anyway, yeah, we're looking at EYA. Is he actually on a movie set? So, if I can actually get the segment I want, can we got some, as you say, picture speaks 1,000 words. Go back a little, perhaps. It's
interesting because
I'll get it on now in a minute. And she has got actually good point. If I can get
New
past
King James,
her,
really interesting, friends, because
sorry. So she does go through this. So, but I wanted to get this is the actual replica White House, which was a film, and it's been repurchased. And it was from a film called, was it called Jack? Wisgovi played the partner as the First Lady. It's a really good film actually, where is one guy that's sitting in the White House that isn't actually the president. So can I actually get back, if I can get and play her part? See, this is the actual replica of the movie set. They're trying to do comparisons, and there's people far better at it than me. I'm just starting off. So if I just let her talk and let her do a piece, I'll just press let it go and let it play for you now. Here we go.
what Biden is sitting in. This character, this actor. Okay. And here we go, some more pictures so you can see this. So I'm going to scroll through here. Again, you have people who are saying that we're watching a movie. The Oval Office in Castle Rock, Hollywood film set, just saying. Here we go. So there's a lot of questions about what we're seeing right now. And you guys can do your own research, but I'm going to go ahead and move along here. I think it's rather captivating. And now I want to show you guys this. Oh, what happened? Oh, there is something I want to show you. And, let me do this. This one, bring this over. Let me share this with you. So this, just for those of you who don't know, this is actually was filmed today about Castle Rock Studios, just so you can kind of get a glimpse of what it looks like here.
So this was a couple of days ago. I went to about 4 or 5 days ago. So this is the actual set that they. Anyway, this is really interesting.
So I'm just gonna stop right here. Okay, give me a second to get out of the car.
Do you guys work at the studio?
Yes.
What's going on? Are they renovating the whole lot or?
This, that, underground.
Wow. So there's no production going on or anything?
No, not until April 1st.
Yeah. Okay.
They're hoping April 1st.
I've never seen it like this.
Really?
Yeah.
April the 1st, what's that to anyone? That's April Fool's Day. Yep.
I mean,
Yeah.
did they know the pandemic was happening? I mean, it takes time to draw out blueprints and things like that, to redo stuff, right? It doesn't make
$700 million project.
Wow.
Same guy who owns this, built this.
Yeah.
He also just bought Manhattan Beach Studios,
Oh.
CBS, one in London.
Is that Disney then? Is that Disney?
No, Michael Hackman.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
He just bought all the Sony buildings over there.
Right. Wow.
Guy's not hurting.
Yeah. Interesting.
Yeah.
Old Castle Rock pictures, the White House duplicate right here.
That's right.
Yeah. Awesome. Well, thanks for that info. All
Take it easy.
right, take
Bye.
it easy. Okay, you heard that there, people. What kind of timing was that? So we're going to have to Google that dude, the guy who owns the studios. I don't know who that is, but... So if he's bought the studios and he's renovating the whole thing, just looking for some lights on here, I don't see anything. Then why are people in the studio here? Why were these lights open over here? A couple of days ago. This bulldozer hasn't moved since. All right, we got the scoop. Dude, I haven't seen anyone drive by here in the last few times I've come. That's so awesome. So, Now, when we saw the lights on, it didn't look like they were doing any sort of construction. So this YouTuber actually had visited this the Culver Studios the night before. And it's on her channel, but she talks about the video. She was showing how it was all lit up and people were inside the building, but they're doing renovations. Why would people be in there at nighttime? Rather interesting. So you guys can do further research about this, but this is actually a direct replica of the White House.
So now this is rather interesting, and I want you guys to take a look at this. So this is at the inauguration, and take a look at this Castle Rock logo behind Joe. Let's take a look at this.
Name ever goes down.
Sorry, hold on one quick second. Okay, so I'm gonna go.
So yeah, that's really interesting, and I'll just let it speak for a little bit longer and see how far I can go. Let's perhaps cut a bit of the segment out because I don't want a copyright strike. And these people, I mean, you know, these people apparently they went and there was a lot of prayers being said. A lot of Christians actually in the crowd. And there's one, I think she was a senator. If I can find, is it this lady? Where was she to? It's her. Now, I think I let the EYA channel say about this lady here. And she will tell us exactly what was going on. If I can actually... Right, let me just see if I can sort this bit out.
In prayer both days. Things started out well, they ended horrific. Okay. Eyewitnesses said that there may...
Okay, if we go back a little.
May have been...
It's quite hard on my phone, sorry about that.
Because he addressed his prayer.
Okay, let's go back a little then.
Bible, which is so absurd, isn't it? Theater. Theater is now in Scripture twice in the New Testament. Acts 19:29 and Acts 19:31.
So yeah, she goes through the Bible changes online. When I've looked on my pages in my Bible, they've actually been, some of them have been different, but it could be different version to what she's reading on screen. I mean, people are saying that the Bible has been changed, but then that's really worrying for us that's actually wanting to read the Bible and want to learn. So is that a deception within a deception? Do you know what I'm saying? So if I can get this woman up, I apologize, see if I can get, right, that's okay, that's not going to stop playing then. Let's get this woman up and see if she can. I mean, what did William, well, it was is it Sir Francis Bacon, not William Shakespeare, or Lord something, because apparently William Shakespeare couldn't even write his own name, so yeah, that's one of the lies. If I can go back, go back a little bit.
That raised some eyebrows.
Amen.
Oh yeah, and he actually, he actually said something as well, which is a bit of a controversy.
Cleaver is drawing national attention for a prayer. KCTV5's Leslie Aguilar.
Sorry, you know what, friends? I gave the wrong introduction here. She was just... What those pictures were not of the January 6th, what happened in D.C., but that's coming. But this is about another relevant, outrageous event that happened, and here it is.
Spoke to Cleaver about the phrase that upset some people.
Right now, the House of Representatives the most diverse it's ever been, with the highest number of women as members. Congressman Cleaver says he was just trying to pay tribute to that fact, but a lot of people didn't see it that way. The prayer Congressman Emanuel Cleaver said to welcome the 117th Congress yesterday was 2.5 minutes long, but it was the last few seconds that raised some eyebrows.
A man and a woman.
Social media lit up with criticism. Donald Trump Jr. saying amen means so be it in Latin. It isn't a gendered word, but that didn't stop them from being insane. Newt Gingrich saying the radical madness has begun. And a Republican representative from Pennsylvania tweeting, unfortunately, facts are irrelevant to progressives. Congressman Cleaver says his "a woman" line was just a lighthearted pun.
Starting out the new year in a new Congress in this manner was only begging for a reply, I think, from an angry God. We had quite an ordeal back on January the 6th, and someone very familiar to my audience, was present that day. And we're going to bring on Michelle Bachman here, and she actually has a new assignment in life, and we'll get to that a little bit later in the hour. But Michelle was present in Congress that day as a visitor because Michelle stepped down from Congress January 2015, I believe it was, and has gone on to do other things and now has a new assignment. Michelle, welcome back to the program.
Thank you, Jan, for having me on.
Things started out well, and you and I have talked about it. And actually, the day of January 5th and 6th, as you said to me, it was bathed in prayer both days. Things started out well, they ended horrific. Eyewitnesses said that there may have been many, many agitators, but you were present. Talk to us a little bit about why you were there, where you were, and what you saw.
I was there as a prayer warrior. I was not there as a political person. I had been asked to come and speak as a political person at numerous events and be a part of various functions, but I went as a prayer warrior together with other intercessors. And what that means is we went up to pray, speak peace, and we were there on Tuesday, and a great number of people there, multiple different prayer meetings. We were praying all day Tuesday, and we got up at 7 o'clock in the morning on the 6th, the day of the events, and we had a platform and a permit, and we had microphones, and we had worshipers, we had musicians, we were worshiping the Lord, and we were praying as well. I want your listeners to know that this day had been bathed in prayer, and even as the events were unfolding of people storming the Capitol, the prayer people were facing the Capitol, arms outstretched, praying peace, real time.
Just to Alexa, off. Just to say about this. Now look in the foreground, right? Now look at you got the Washington obelisk. Is it obelisk? As you can see, it's going up. That's a male, as you all know, is a male, really a male penis. So as you can see, look at the two lines going up each side as it goes, because the Capitol is completely Masonic. And look at the top. Doesn't it look like a pyramid with a capstone on the top, with an obelisk? That's probably what it was like in Egypt in 17, or when everything was before the destruction and I know our histories were rewrote. But as you can see, it's just to say that they were praying, obviously, but look at they're praying to. They were praying to a pyramid that's sort of on the floor, but if you look from it from afar, you can see it's actual pyramid with a platform. Sorry about that. I just noticed that myself.
Even as the events were happening.
Things didn't stay peaceful very long. You were actually in the Capitol, and you slipped into a prayer room, and you were praying, and you eventually were communicating with Mr. McCarthy. Things were going to fall apart very rapidly. But I think as things were falling apart, a lot of people didn't know they were falling apart. And I don't even know if you knew they were.
No, I had no idea. I had been outside praying, but I had the intention of wanting to go in the Capitol, and I wanted to go in for the purpose of speaking to members of Congress and praying. I had privileges to go in. I had my former member card with me, and I went to the floor. The Capitol is completely restricted now because of COVID. They had very few members on the floor of the House of Representatives. So they had some members sitting up in the gallery. I was not allowed to sit up in the gallery because I'm a former member. No one was allowed in. So I spent some time over by Speaker McCarthy's office. I had said hello to him, and I spoke with a number of Republican members of Congress. Then I decided, once I couldn't get into the chamber for the purpose of prayer, that I would go to the George Washington Prayer Chapel, which is right by Speaker Pelosi's office, and it's also just off the rotunda of the Capitol. So I went there. I was praying for a bit. I had a scheduled meeting with Secretary of State Mike Pompeo at 3 o'clock in the afternoon. So I decided I would leave the prayer chapel. This was somewhere between 2 and 2:30 p.m. and try and make that meeting with Secretary of State Pompeo. And then I would come back and pray again inside the Capitol as the day's events wore on. As it worked out, it was minutes after I left and walked through the rotunda to get out of the Capitol that the uninvited intruders came into the Capitol. I'm thankful I left when I did because I avoided all of that.
You called some of these folks agitators. Their purpose was to cause death and destruction. Now, let's clarify quickly here, because as you and I talked privately, you described to me those that were present for the Trump rally, and they were good people. Many were godly people. Some were carrying banners or signs. Some were carrying Bible verses, quite frankly. Others were carrying flags. In other words, these were not people who came to cause any kind of consternation or dissension. It was the furthest thing from their mind. And all of a sudden, things started to spiral from very much in control to a little bit more out of control to totally out of control. And you said to me, some of these very good people who had no intention of any kind of rabble rousing got caught up in some of the destruction, almost naively and innocently. Explain that.
Yeah, these activities we've seen before in communist countries. Certainly they've been carried out in a coup. And what a coup is, it's an unlawful, hostile takeover of a government. These are planned events. This appeared to me that that's what was going on. I don't have evidence. I'm not declaring that that's what happened, but that's what this appeared to be, because I've been at many pro-Trump events. They are the nicest people you'd ever meet. Most of them are believers, not all, but many of them are believers. That's all I saw for 2 days, were the nicest, happiest people greeting each other, impromptu prayer meetings springing up. Despite the question of votes not being counted accurately, there hasn't been one riot. There hasn't been one negative event since November, and this certainly was not a negative event. There were nearly 1 million people in Washington, D.C. for this pro-Trump event on January 6th. People were happy after President Trump's speech. There were angry speeches even being given. The momentum actually was extremely positive in the air. Members of Congress would walk by, like Senator Josh Hawley. They were given standing ovations. The crowds were cheering them. This was not negative. There's no swearing, no jeering. Very positive. It's completely incomprehensible that you would have had this negative disruption happen from this happy crowd. When the breach apparently occurred, I was trying to get out of the Capitol because I was going to go for this meeting with Secretary of State Pompeo. One of the Capitol Police said, "You can't leave through the Capitol. There's an incident." And I said, "What are you talking about?" And she said, "Well, apparently the Capitol's been breached." I said, "By who?" And she said, "Trump supporters." I said, "Trump supporters? You got to be kidding me. These are the nicest people in the world." Later on, I found out what had happened. We've seen these same tactics occur in Minneapolis, in Portland, these professional helmets that they wear with gas masks, holding plastic shields, and these Mary Poppins-like umbrellas that they use to smash windows and gain entrance. We've seen all this before in all of these riots. Now the interesting thing is they wanted to transfer the identity of the terrorists who've had this activity in Minneapolis and Portland to the identity of Trump supporters. That's a lie. The Trump supporters are not the angry agitators that have burned down American cities, and they were not the people who were showing up that day for good purposes who did this, because I was there with these people. I don't for a moment believe that they were the ones that did this, but the left won, because in a coup, a lot of things happen. Psychological warfare is planned. Really, the final event that happened was the identity theft. For who he is, what he's accomplished. They stole the identity of Trump supporters and the prayer people.
Sorry, I'm going to replay that because I inadvertently pressed mute, but because I wanted to say something about the word that she used, which identity theft. And that's why I got part of the title for this stream tonight.
So, yeah, going through EYA channel there, it's a really good episode, and I'll have a look to see what that is, and I don't know whether that's been taken off or not, but I've just been looking at Proverbs. Let's go back to, so it's on about wisdom. Let's go back. Right, I gotta do this because my screen will shut off, so I gotta move it up and down a little. It goes to Proverbs 4. So it's on about wisdom. So we're going to Proverbs 4. If I can get it, I wrote it down because there's certain Bible verses that I think that are really important. So it's on about wisdom, and So we got Proverbs 4:23. Above all else, guard your heart, for it is the wellspring for life. But the way, and then 19, but the way of the wicked is like deep darkness. They do not know what makes them stumble. Then I got Proverbs 24. Put away perversity for your mouth. Keep corrupt talk far from your lips. And then 25. Let your eyes look straight ahead. 26 and 27. So we got then Proverbs 8. Wisdom call does not wisdom call out? Does not understanding raise her voice? I love the way that it's wrote. You know, it's a proper and it says Proverbs 13. To fear the Lord is to hate evil. Continues Proverbs 8:1. I hate pride and arrogance, evil behavior and perverse speech. Counsel and sound judgment are mine. Proverbs 8:17. I love those who love me, and those who seek me find me. And then Proverbs 8:35. For whoever finds me finds life and receives favor from the Lord. 36. But whoever fails to find me harms himself. All who hate me love death. So that's quite a quite powerful speech. Proverbs I love Proverbs and Psalms. So yeah, we got a little bit of stuff for you. So if I can just go through, so you really have got to watch your back. Watch your back and look straight ahead. So anyway, is there anything else that she says in her stream that I wanted? Yeah, she goes through the changes that are in the Bible. Now, I don't know enough at the moment about where some people I follow online, they know the Bible like the back of their hand. They can, I haven't got a computer at the moment, as I said. I've only got a phone, so I'm doing the best I can and put a little stream out. So, you can use anything as a mask because it's not about safety, it's about a compliance. That's quite true. It's but what do you do? It's sorry about that. So yeah, so my main thing was about this Castle Rock Studios. It's like a film set, and it is a film set. So there's a guy that's done a live stream, I think last night, and at 11 a.m. the 1-1, very significant, and that's like the double helix, which is where the event in 2001 happened, which changed all our lives across the world, and that's where things started to change. Things were brought out into the open, and we've got the One World Trade Center now, which is it's a single anyway, going off track a little here, but yeah. So why has the White House at 11 o'clock there, like the lights go out, and the guy on the stream didn't quite believe it. He got there a few minutes to 11. I think he got there like a minute or two before, and indeed the lights did go out. And he was filming. He's from New York, and he was showing that there's massive fences now going around the White House. There's bollards going around the White House, and then there's another fence to the White House. You can't even go near it at all. So what is that in aid of? What is happening over in the White House, and what's going on with the president? There's a lot going on with him, but he's, just to say that it's worrying. It's something out of Resident Evil. It reminds me of is where they got all these fences and they got all these people that are dead. You know, they're actually let's pause this. She's on the top of the White House with a gun, you know, shooting down all these zombies that are trying to get at the White House. That's just reminded me of, is like, you know, a prison where, you know, you got plenty of fences. You got one fence and you got to get over that, and then you got to get over another fence, and it's just and the Capitol is completely empty. So yeah, something is going on. They want us off the streets and in our houses like an open prison. So basically, we, you know, we might as well wear ankle bracelets and be, you know, and they got curfews in America. In certain places they've been lifted, and it only takes what, a senator or a governor, I apologise, that'll say, you know, you don't need to wear your masks no more. You don't need to go be in by 11 or 12 o'clock at night. You know, it's really, you know, it's like a nanny state. You know, the government knows best. I'm not calling for an uprising here. There's something, you know, there's something very wrong, you know, and I think they want us, you know, to riot. I'm not from America, obviously you can hear from my accent, I'm not in America, but there is something that they want us to do, and that's to riot. And I think people need to rethink. You don't join these groups because you want to find out where they're from and who's funding them and what views do the founders hold. Many of them hold Marxist views, and a lot of you know, and in a lot of research as well, like me, but a lot of you are better speakers. And yeah, I just wanted to fetch just a little bit to your attention. So thank you for listening, and I'll be carrying on with my other podcasts, fetching my own experiences of what I've seen and what's gone on through my life, and just to help others not to go through what I've been through. So I thank you very much for your attention. So you all take care, and God bless.